Hi, it's Tuesday night, the 15th of December, and day 349 of my journey to business alignment. Today's Living the Dream experience was being able to sit on the couch with my wife, Kathleen, tonight, after my day's work was done, and showing her my website, which was now live, showing her everything that I've been working on for months now, and seeing it live on the internet and on my big screen. I did a cast of it up onto the TV. It was truly a Living the Dream experience. She absolutely loved it. Anyway, my power statement for this morning said, I will finish the next few tasks at the top of my Ontaport to-do list, and I will continue to check one off and get it done, check one off and get it done, until they're either all done on the list or until I run out of time for the day. Well, since it's the 15th of December, there's just a half a month left for 2020. Man, before we know it, Christmas will be over and I'll be setting my goals again for 2021 on New Year's Eve, just like I did at the beginning of this year. Anyway, here's my to-do list that I had for this morning right there for Tuesday. Got them all done. Bam. My most important task for today was to choose a podcast system provider that is a resource partner of Apple Podcast iTunes. My fun task for today was to do up some coupons for Kathleen for Christmas. I have come up with 3 coupons. One is for a spa day for 2, myself and her, to get a massage or a facial together. The second one is for an hour of dance. She's been dropping this hint to me for months now that she wanted to go dancing with me. And the third coupon is for a dinner for 2 at a lovely restaurant there in Salt Lake City called The Roof. It's wonderful. Oh, man. My exciting task for today was to continue doing my Christmas shopping. I'm not really that good at it, but I'm excited and very much so wanting to get that done. Anyway, here's my end of the day success routine questions. Get honest with yourself, Marty. What didn't go well today, or what could you have done better? Did you wake up early and start strong? I did. Did you start your morning with power? Win the day? Absolutely did. Every day I do my win the morning, win the day routine. I start strong, I stay strong, and I end strong. Were you productive throughout your day? You just saw those pieces done. Did you get the most important 3 things done? Yes. Did you move your goals forward? More pieces through the portal of my mind into the world of the physical. What about your personal time with Kathleen? Were you present? Well, absolutely. She was a sweet lady today. I was there for her. It was a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Next are our end of the day success routine accountability questions that I asked myself. Were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? In other words, did you keep your promises that you made to yourself this morning? Well, today I promised myself that I would do the research needed to select a good Apple Podcast resource partner and chip away at my Christmas shopping list as well. Well, I finally got a reply back from Jody Moore about who she uses for her Apple Podcast resource, and it is Libsyn, Libsyn. So I made contact with them and have been corresponding back and forth with them all day, getting my questions answered. It's so exciting to know I will have this resolved before the end of the week is out, and all those 3 links are working on my website. So yes, I kept my promise that I made to myself this morning. Bam! Done. Way to go, Marty. The next question is, what movies did you watch during your mindfulness time today, Marty? Did you make time for them? And were there any new instant preplay movies that your true amigos called up onto the screen of your mind? Well, besides my must-see TV favorite 5 movies, I imagine that my 3 podcast buttons were all linked up and people were landing on the Apple's podcast connection after clicking the link on my webpage, and it took them right to where my Mindset is Everything podcast series and all 5 podcasts were there. They watched in iTunes, but it says Apple, but it's right there, ready for them to listen to by just a click of a mouse. So exciting to watch that. I'm excited for when I get that done. My next question says, what's the one thing that would make all the difference going forward? What one thing can I do better tomorrow? Even if the day went sideways getting it done, I'd still feel like a success. What would that be? Well, both yesterday and today, I focused on getting my remaining tasks done so that I can do my focus group launch, or at least getting as many of them as I can each day. I'm really, really close. There are things like getting the podcast tasks done and all the replacement of the constant contact emails and landing pages that I set up in constant contact. I now need to get them all done in the Ontaport system for that focus group to work. So I'm hoping I can get them done by the end of this week. Anyway, Here's my power statement that I wrote down for tomorrow. It's going to say, I'll keep working on the next few tasks that are on my to-do list and on my remaining Fahad task list. And once I check the first one off, I'll keep going and working on it until the next one's done and the next one's done and the next one's done until they're either all done or until I run out of time for the day. The next question of my end of the day success routine is to ask myself, were there any mistakes or failures that you may have made today, Marty, that you can turn into a tool of success going forward? Well, there weren't any mistakes today. It was a fantastic day. I set the table again for a day of success today, and again, it worked. The next question is, what was your biggest success today, Marty? In other words, what did you do well today? Well, my biggest success today was getting the reply to my Apple Podcast resource question and now being able to go forward with Libsyn and setting up my podcast series and link it on my website with the Apple Podcast link. My next end of the day success routine question asked me to rate my day's effort. I decided to give today's effort a 9. I worked at the speed of 9 all day, and because of a glitch with a little couple issues, it slowed me down just a little bit, and so I dinged the effort by 1 point. Anyhow, I want to end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for the principle that says we all have our indulgences in life. Oh, man. For example, I'm still overweight, even after I said I was going to lose 75 pounds at the beginning of this year. It's because of 2 reasons. First is the fact that I didn't intensify my goal and make a quality decision about it, that I was going to get it done, period. And like I did about my goal to become a business coach of beginner entrepreneurs. I was so emotional. It was such a passion. I got to have that same kind of passion. The second reason is the fact that I have several food indulgences that I have not made the quality decision to eliminate them out of my diet yet. Now your indulgences may be to play golf, or someone of you might have a indulgence that you don't have time right now because you got this and this and this to do, so you don't have time to start and grow a business. Well, if you think that, then you're right. We also have our mental indulgences, though. Some of us feel sorry for ourselves. Some of us get angry in a way that subverts our own best interests. Some of us fail to focus on the things that need attention. We allow these destructive mental indulgences, I call these impromptu emotional device blows up on us, the IDEs, explosives, and he calls it here the destructive mental indulgences, to take over our thoughts. What stands in the way of just deciding to banish them? There are 3 reasons, I think, that keep us from banishing them outright. One is laziness. A lot of people know what they should do, but never quite get up the energy to do it. Almost all of these folks know that their lives could be something more, yet they're sitting in front of a television, I call it, eating junk food, depriving their minds and bodies of the fuel they need to spark new growth fed by a dream. The second reason or obstacle is fear. Too often, the security of a mediocre present is more comfortable, more pleasurable than the adventure of trying to be more in the future. And what you have to do that is get the right thinking that is a pleasurable thought. When we reach the end of our lives, we don't want to be asking ourselves, what could have been? Man, oh man, I could have been this, I could have done that. We can't let that happen to ourselves. And the third challenge is the force of habit. There's that habit word again. We all have our old emotional patterns, our old mapping, our old story, which becomes a deadening force of routine. And it takes over our brain. Our brain dredges up this old story with the same old responses it always has called up whenever we start to consider doing something more with our lives. We face an obstacle and we see the problem instead of the solution. We suffer a reversal and feel sorry for ourselves instead of deciding how we can learn from it and get going forward. These principles lead to the next thing I'm grateful for, which is the law of follow-through, which says follow-through means that you follow through with an action plan or idea. You continue doing or thinking about it until you have done everything possible to see it through. Man, one way we can get extra leverage on ourselves to make certain we follow through on our goals is to announce to other people around us what we're committing to, or find a partner who wants to take on this dream with you. This video journal of mine has helped me stay committed because I had set myself up like I did tonight to record my experiences every night and share how I successfully dealt with my challenges that I faced during the day, or how I failed and then overcame them. One of the best tools I have found for creating a change is not just interrupting my old pattern, but to actually replace it with something new. One of those things is to become a reader. Bam! That's been such a help for me. And I do it during my win the morning, win the day routine. This leads me to the next thing I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for Harry Truman, who said, "Not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers." To Harry, reading something of substance, something of value, something that is maturing, something that teaches you new laws of success, new distinctions every day, is more important than eating. You can miss a meal, but you don't want to miss reading every day. Okay, I'm going to leave it right there for tonight. I'll be right back here at my laptop sharing another few thoughts and another video entry of my journey to business alignment. But until then, I wish you continued success. Good night.